can't. I don't know if they say AEW is long-term booking, but I don't know. Sometimes I can't figure it out. Do you think it is?
I don't know yet.
I mean, maybe MGF was a long-term project, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like Orange Cassidy here and
is
there.
Where is he going?
Well,
help me understand. And I like Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
I've wrestled him. I think he's super talented, and I think he's super respectful. So I'm not knocking Orange Cassidy. I'm just asking you, where do you think they're going with that? Where do you think they're going? I've had a conversation with him before he went there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I liked when they kind of switched it up a little bit when he had the feud with Jericho. I thought that was really neat because it shows, like, he can work a different style. I think that his gimmick is so neat and cool and no one else does it, but I think at some point it's going to have to change. I mean, it has to, right?
Right, so I worked him on, before, just as he had just signed. I don't know if it was even out yet or not. Maybe it was, because I knew about it, and I guess I don't know really. I'm not in a secret loop or anything. I was working him, and then I had to work him, and he was very worried to ask me about doing his kicks and stuff and how to go about that, because, like, I guess a lot of people have told him, like, oh, Gangrel is like old school. He hates that comedy shit. Like, they're right. They are very well right. I am old school, and I do very much dislike comedy. Well, it's not my forte. It's just not my strength, okay? And I stick with my strengths, you know. I'm going to stick with what got me paid and got me to the pay window. You know what I mean? I'm going to stick with what got me there. That's aggression and working hard and a physical style. And I was a big fan of Japan style, Stampede and stuff. That style. It was not very comedy. Now Japan's like all comedy. But when I was coming up, there was very little comedy in Japan, except for the crazy, wacky TV shows where they would jump and, like, electrocute themselves and ice baths and stuff like that. Some crazy, like, TV shows. Like, but the wrestling was, like, very serious. So he was, like, really respectful and shy and asked me, and I'm like, and he gave his pitch to me, I'm gonna have my hands in my pocket. I don't know if you see my character. I said, I've seen it. I've been on a few different shows, So and I said, I know you from before, like when you were just a that wasn't your character, which I believe that character comes from Hot Summer Nights, right? Or was that One Hot Summer, Hot Summer Night? It's a show. It's I think it's called Hot Summer Nights. But there's a character on there. It's just like, he's like a sloth. He's like the whole movie. He's got sunglasses on. He's like, like,
now I need to know.
Yeah, you gotta check it out. It's a legit thing. So he's super nice. He comes to me, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm listening. But I had already knew, so I've literally had some older people than me in wrestling, like some that have done some stuff. A couple of them had done some stuff, and one, and there was a few that had, just kind of floated in the indie scenes, but tasted a cup of coffee here and there, right? Yeah, fucking, excuse my language. You're gonna flipping kick it out. You're gonna show them how it's done. I'm like, okay, like, why? But the whole time I'm thinking, man, I did a vampire character, nobody beat me up, but, like, I did something different. But so I don't really think like that. I think like that if you disrespect wrestling and you're not trained properly, or you're careless with your movements, that you hurt somebody and stuff like that. I mean, I don't judge anybody for a character style. That's just your style. That's who you are. Whether I can work that style or we can meet in the middle and make magic, I don't know. But I'm certainly not going to be mad about your style, unless it's cheapening of like sexual or something, like girls. I don't like that. I'm not a big fan of that. I'll be honest about that. I'm not a big fan of girls coming across like hookers and stuff. Whatever. I mean, the hoes do one thing, but I don't mean like that. I just mean whipping your tits out every show and whatever. But yeah, I mean, I guess they do it in movies, but it's just not my thing. I mean, I'll watch and go, okay, but it's not okay, boobies, but it's not my thing.
Yabies.
It's just not my thing in wrestling, because I think the girls work way too hard to be credible wrestlers, to lose with that. And that's, we talked about that last week.
Right.
There. But so he pitched everything to me, and I was just like, I listened. I don't know what he was thinking, because I was just like, much like Chevy Chase when they were on vacation and he robbed the cash register, and they're looking, look, the Grand Canyon dead.
Oh,
and
I can't watch those movies.
I said, let me go watch the match. And so I go out, this is before the show was started, and I go out there and I go, this guy is going through light bulbs. Another guy, literally G-Raver, falls off the top of a ladder, nearly severs his arm off, and there's so much blood everywhere. This and that. And I've seen everything. I've seen a dude crawl across the ceiling at his game changer and drop off the ceiling for something. And
Oh, is he Spider-Man?
I saw 30 dives to the crowd, some legitimate, like, serious spot wrestling, like, but like in a good way. So they covered that intense sequences of wrestling ending with dives and this and this and that. And so like everything from gore, the insanity, to stupidity, to just dumbass shit, which is their choice to do it. Like, it's dangerous, but that's what I'm being by dumbass. Like, I mean, I'm not knocking the hardcore stuff because I did it for 2 years. People already know it. I did Type A Death Glass matches. I've been through more fluorescent tubes than I could ever count, more than higher than I can count. So I've done it. So I'm not knocking it. I've done it, and I made a living for 2 years at it. So I'm not knocking it. It's just a preference. It's an art style. It's what you want to do. There's a time and a place for it. I just prefer not to do it. I prefer pure wrestling as what I like. So I see all this out there, and I come back to him and I go, yeah, that works. Because really, I go, there's nothing else to do but comedy. They've done everything. So I said, I'll even put my hands back in my pocket and I'll kick you back. I said there was nothing else left to do. Could have went out there and grabbed the head, but there's so much blood and glass in the ring, and there's this and this and that. But then here's the point where I get to him, and where I'm at with you is, I go, so you're an AEW? He goes, yeah, man, I'm so lucky. And he was so super excited about it. I go, are you doing this character, the Orange Cassidy thing? Yeah, that's what they want. I go, where are you going to go from there? You know, how long do you think you can do that? And, you know, he's looking. I said, do you exit out of it? Do you think? And you know, he was eventually what he was saying is he's hoping that, like, I don't know when, but it just transferred back into the showing that he's a wrestler, you know, and can actually do some stuff. He's super like this and that. So maybe the Jericho thing gave you a glimpse of that, right? So I didn't see that.
Definitely. Oh, it was yeah. It was.
So like, because I've seen him before, the whole pants and the kicking thing, and he's a good worker. So so I guess his hopes, what he told me, was to slowly transfer into a wrestler after. But you got to ask yourself: is the Orange Cassidy thing so stereotyped that will he be able to move on outside of AEW to, per se, a WWE and be accepted, or
does he want to be?
Or, well, I don't know, but how long will that the back end of that is if he stays in AEW and he tries to change that and become a serious wrestler and he doesn't do that anymore, will he be accepted? Like, how's that work? You know, it's a slippery slope.
Well, like you were saying, I mean, we've seen character changes with someone like Miro pretty fast that happened. I mean, I feel like they're...
Which they change things a million times faster. Somebody argued with me about, but go ahead.
Well, what I'm saying is if they're comfortable with someone making a change, I feel like they're the company that would allow it.
How long does he go as Orange Cassidy, though, before it's not...
Until
like the Brood, for example, the Brood. 8 months is all the Brood was. Maybe 9. If we would have stayed the Brood for 2 years, would there have been... You can't hold Edge back that long, or Christian, maybe you could, maybe not. But Edge definitely, they had ideas and plans for him, and everywhere he goes now, the first thing they ask him about, and he'll tell you himself, is the Brood.